Would you like to learn about a fraudulent project that has taken my multi-billion-dollar idea and been repackaged by total amateurs? My name's Superman, your superhero of 100 to 1000x cryptocurrencies. And the cryptocurrency I'm going to talk to you about still has that potential. The crypto market is seeing bucket loads of green today. As I brought you in my last video on my main channel, there was a decrease in the amount of people that believed that the interest rate was going to be going down in September. This has now gone from 57% yesterday for 25 basis points decrease to now nearly 80%. And as a result, Ethereum has now pumped to near its all-time high. People have said that it has gone over its all-time high. It hasn't, right? It was literally less than $10 off. And I believe that the crypto market now is being set up for altcoin season for the latter half of 2025, as I said it would. Doge, or DJI 6930, is going to be one of the strongest picks because it's got insane upside from here. It is 100x less than SPX and has a much better, more spirited and passionate community than SPX. Now, Doge is on the official dexes of OKX, BitGet, Gate and KuCoin, as well as Binance. And they're about to be on MEXC as well. So I believe that this is going to open out Doge to being bought by the retail masses during altcoin season, which is coming. Now, you will be all too aware about this Bitty. This Bitty is the Bitcoin mascot that I spoke about all the way back on the 13th of August. So if you were in my masterminds group, you were able to get into this under 1 million. And this is why I say that it's important to be in on the know by having 1 million Superman tokens. So people got in at under $1 million market cap. As a result of my faithfulness to my community, this cryptocurrency absolutely blew. Why? Because we are in mascot season. The likes of Doge, Shib, Pepe, Brett, these are all traditional mascots. And these have been the most popular and most valuable crypto meme coins that has ever come out. Now, Bitty is the official mascot of Bitcoin. If you go to the bitcoin.org website, which millions will go to, this is Bitty, the mascot right here. Right? Now, I brought this coin to the attention of people on the 13th of August. Now, as a result of that, the narrative took off so well. You had some great YouTubers talking about it, Win All Day, CoinTalk CEO, Stan, 100x Gems. And this, as a result, went to $30 million market cap. Now, these guys were the first to come out with an official website that wasn't just linking to the Bitcoin business page. They were actually making a business and making concerted marketing efforts in order to get this out to more and more people. This has been a super active project, okay? Despite their Twitter being shut down. This was at an incredible market cap of $30 million, and that's exactly where it deserved to be in its early stages. Now, what has been the reason for its dramatic decline? And then it kind of fell off a cliff from 14 million market cap in the next few days down to 2.9 million. Now, what happened in this time? Well, we have another Bitty. Now, these guys have pretended to be the OG. This is their whole value proposition, and in that we've already got a fantastic narrative in Bitty, a real hotshot mascot capable of going into the top 10. Because Bitcoin is the #1 cryptocurrency, and a mascot connected to the #1 cryptocurrency has all the potential of being the biggest in the space. Now, you may think that there was a community of people in the old Bitty that were like, okay, there's actually a narrative here. But let me take you through the exact story. Okay, so this Bitty was launched, if we have a look, 1 month, 8 days ago, right? It came out, and it essentially came out and rugged immediately. Okay, so it was abandoned by the developer within days of coming out. It came out on the 14th, and by the 16th, it was done. By the 16th, it was already 60k market cap. And that's where it basically was for the longest time. And even on the 13th, which is where I spoke about the other Bitty, and that made its ascendancy towards $30 million, this was still nowhere to be seen. This was 50k market cap, probably not even that. Then all of a sudden, a bunch of people decided, well, we're the OGs because we came before. Yeah, if we have a look at the other bitty, then this one, this came out on the 9th of August. Okay, so their whole value proposition is, well, we predate them, so we're the original. So although the narrative is hot, this other bitty is hot, well, we came beforehand, so we're the original, right? Now, let me show you something. I've got right here the buying of 30 million of this OG bitty, right? And that happened 9 days ago. That happened here, right? That happened when a person in my masterminds community, and this is a big reason why I made this post here, which is that what I've got in my group are people who are so-called Trinites, so they are not about greed, they're not about charts, not about pumps, it's about belief, right? So what they have done is they have sold my token. They have been in my masterminds group. They have profited ginormously. They have sold my token. And then what they did was they bought this one a day later, hedging their bets. And then all of a sudden, they were in my community saying, oh, there's another bitty, trying to generate interest away from my bitty and trying to redirect the bullishness towards this other bitty. So I banned them. And you can see here that this wallet had Superman, 1 million Superman, which is what you need to be part of my community. And I banned them, so they sold it. Because if you're banned, then you don't, there's no real worth in having 1 million tokens. But this address that ends in T60, this is the same address that bought 30 million and then decided to create a story. So the people that initially started this was a reject from my group who bought a huge amount, tried to shill it in my group, got deleted from my group because I didn't like that person doing that. That person is scum, frankly. So what they did was they took their profits, which I made them, put them into this bitty, went against my bitty in my group, so I banned them. And then what happened is a big, stupid narrative about this being the OG bitty. Now let's have a look. Their whole value proposition is based on being an OG bitty. 1 month, 8 days ago. So they were first, right? They were the first bitty. Wrong. This was the first bitty. Okay? This that came 3 months, 1 day ago. And just like the OG bitty, this got pumped and dumped. Okay? It didn't even have that strong a pump. Yeah, it went to just a little bit higher than where it is right now and died. However, this actually came out closer to the time that this business page revealed the mascot, because it was only this year that the mascot made an appearance. Because I looked on the Wayback Machine, it never made an appearance on any page any time in the past. So actually this one is the original, is the OG. If we're being pedantic, if we are being factual about it, this is the OG bitty, right? And it's a 130k market cap. All right. Now, these guys are priding themselves on being the OG bitty, and they're 13 million. They are 100 whole X ahead of what was the actual bitty. Now, these guys, as I said, these guys had completely abandoned the project. Okay. Their Twitter had not been touched since the 17th of July. And even after they started badging themselves as the OG, it still went nowhere, right? So these guys have pumped fraudulently because they have claimed to be the original bitty, which they're not. It's been started up by a Superman reject, which they are a reject for a reason. They are a pure retail investor. They're a retail investor. They're like you, a retail investor. They spent $3,000. Right? And now if we have a look at how much they hold, this is the third biggest holder. It's $500,000 by an average retail investor. Now, if this was a KOL that had $500,000, then I'd be thinking, okay, well, this is likely to probably be kept because they don't want to lose the ability to make riches. But this is an average retail investor. If you right now had $500,000 in a wallet, would you be holding it for dear life? Especially when you are fraudulent cryptocurrency. No, it's only a matter of time before this goes down. Now let me take you to something else which in my personal opinion is possibly the worst thing about this situation. And that is this, crypto gains. So you'll know, I did a video with crypto gains. You know, me and crypto gains did, anyway, get on a personal level. Friends. He met my son, for God's sake. Like, this is a guy who I regarded as a friend. Now let's listen to what he's got to say.
I'm going to show you a coin that has huge potential, can absolutely blow, turn $10 into $100,000. Well, maybe not that much. If it sounds interesting, drop the like. But I am investing big money in this. I'm talking $10,000 minimum because I'm hoping to make $1 million out of this in the next 2 to 3 months. This is not financial advice. Take a look at this. Goes by the name Bitty. The original Bitty. Not some fake-ass Bitty that came out a few days ago.
You see, he's laughing, but it's no laughing matter. You know, people have lost a lot of money on him making this fraudulent claim. This is the original Bitty. Oh, not that fake. Oh, yeah, not the fake that went to 30 million market cap, that had me behind it, that essentially created the narrative, made the value proposition obvious to hundreds of thousands of people, right? And then what happened is that crypto gains, because he has got, you know, we have an overlapped audience, unfortunately, right? So there are going to be people who are like, oh, you know, he's come up with the same exact value proposition, but with something that's a lot lower in value, because at the time it probably was. It was 2.5 million. Okay, good on him, right? He managed to make a lot of money selling a false narrative because, as we've already established, this is the original Bitty anyway, right? And you know what's funny, right? Is that this Bitty here has actually, you know, okay, their website, they haven't got a website, right? Actually, this is even better than what the original Bitty had before they decided to make a big community out of being the OGs. And these guys have a Twitter as well. Right, look, Bitcoin OG 2,000 followers. So this isn't actually that shit a coin. If anything, this has even better potential than this pile of crap original Bitcoin mascot. It's not the original. It's got zero value proposition now. It's been destroyed. This is not the original. It's been, you know, this one came out 2 months earlier, closer to the time that the Bitcoin mascot was actually released on the website. And so all this crap is just nonsense, fraudulent, scammy crap. And let me tell you, 1000x bullshit. Let me tell you something, right? Let's have a look. Let's have a look at what crypto gains has brought out recently, okay? This coin here, Fiat. Okay, let's have a look at Fiat. 169k. Like, look. Top 5 memes. Oh, this has the most insane potential. 100x, 1000x. Oh, yeah, look. Pumped and dumped. Why? Because he's got a patron group who pumps. He's got an early patron group who buy. I can't believe people actually give this guy money to be dumped on. Like, literally, the level of stupidity here is so unreal. So there's an earlier group who get the early alpha calls, and then everybody else, then it gets given to the other group, you know, much higher down the line. And then the alpha group dump the shit out of it. And then it's gone. And then whenever he decides, he might bring it back. Right, so let's have an idea. Cheers, 2000x again. So Cheers is a cryptocurrency he spoke about all the way back in, you know, last year, March last year, right? What does this? Oh, look at that. So it did nothing for. Look, it did nothing for the whole of this year. It spiked. This is actually CryptoGates' best performer, and I think that he probably has some residue coins. And thought, you know, why not? Why not pump this, right? So he pumped it. It's done nothing forever. And let's just have a look at the Twitter, right? So he brought out this video 3 days ago, all right? So let's have a look at the Twitter account of Cheers, okay? So look, I mean, they're lazy with posting anyway. Look, last one was like 19 hours ago. I load on the 19th, and then there was nothing since the May the 2nd, 2024. Then all of a sudden, 3 days ago, because now we're 3 days after, the video where he said 2000x again, and now look. Oh, now it makes a comeback miraculously, and it made a comeback for all of 2 days because they don't even post that often. They don't care. This is a pump and dump scheme. Is it not coincidental? He brings out this video 3 days ago, and then look, and then cheers, it just does a kind of I don't know, a nostalgic pump. But it's dead. It's gone. It's crap. Again, another one that people just got pumped and dumped on. I don't blame Crypto Gains for using his audience like this because they're idiots. Clearly, they allow themselves for it to be done time and time again. And even with Ethereum breaking out, Cheers is nowhere to be seen. Fiat's nowhere to be seen. The only one that actually went anywhere was this Bitty, which was kind of launched by him on for fraudulent reasons. I'm disappointed, disgusted to be frank about him. I am a person that I like few people actually, personally. I actually liked him, and he has disappointed me. It's not about emotions, it's about friendship. And money's you don't have to do as your friend does. You don't have to be I'll only talk about what my friend talks about. No, you can talk about your own things. But when he is shitting on a coin that made the narrative, that brought the interest, if it wasn't for this Bitty, if it wasn't for this spike up to 6 million market cap and then ultimately 30 million, this would have no narrative to base their OG Bitty on. This would have zero substance, and now that there is an original Bitty on Solana as well, this has zero value proposition. This 12.7 million is going to be gone in a puff of smoke. It's a fugazi. It's just completely bullshit, right? It's only a matter of time before this utter shitcoin goes down the pan. And the thing is that this has really greatly annoyed me, because I'm very, very caring about the people that are in my mastermind group because they've obviously taken the commitment. They're like, Superman, we like you to the extent that we want you to bring us coins, and we support you, etc. I mean, they're not even supporting me. Like, buying Superman does really nothing for me. That's a cryptocurrency. If it was like Patreon, if I was like go into my Patreon and spend 50 quid a month or $50 a month, that'd be one thing. Right, that would be actually supporting me. But actually, they're supporting themselves anyway getting into Superman. Right? And yet, despite taking no financial reward from them, right, they stabbed me in the back. This guy here, he was a menace in my Telegram group. No one liked this person. So he decided to go out on his own and basically be the third largest holder in this. And he's a regular person. You are going to be dumped on. You are going to be dumped on. And, all this shit about Cabal. Oh, Cabal, bubble maps. It's all a load of crap, right? There's no bigger threat and risk than having the entirety of... This guy has got a massive percentage of the supply. It's going to take nothing for him to drop that. This is more Cabal. This is less control. This has more single holder control than any coin I think I've ever seen. Probably more than Trump. And all it's got is just a very, very malicious, bad actors in it. And this is the real deal. And if anything actually has claim to OG Bitty, it's this. I've been the Superman. You've been awesome. If you are one of the people who sold my Bitty for the shit Bitty, you're not awesome. But I don't care. At the end of the day, I don't care about you anyway. So, till next time, it is lights out, all out.